What up guys, today we're going to be talking about the DSA Summoner challenges and specifically 3-star in these challenges. Many of you have already done this. This video might not be for you, but I'm sure you'll know people out there who haven't done this. People in your club, in your cluster, please share this video with them. Let's go. Alright guys, so we're going to actually start with the gold potions and abilities challenges, and we're going to actually talk about them all together. And the reason we're going to do this is because you can actually utilize your whole roster here, and we obviously want to make use of as few characters as possible, so the best way is to find a way of using characters that will win all three. What you're going to want to use is Barley, Elsa and Hero. Basic premise of this is you're just going to Barley bomb with Elsa. So you're going to start with Hero's leadership. He's obviously going to have all the speed. You're then going to scan Barley, who's going to then pass the book to Elsa. And if you don't know Barley's kit already, then passing the book to Elsa gives Elsa a guaranteed crit and a chance of getting the crit power buff. So you're going to actually need her to get both buffs in this instance for it to work every time effectively. If you don't, then you're just going to have to restart. The 4th and 5th I use either Bubbles or Go-Go. The reason I use either or is because Go-Go can land defense down, which makes it easier for Elsa to kind of one-shot. Or Bubbles, you can use him because he can possibly pass the ticket to Elsa before she takes her turn, so then she explodes with offense up, crit power buff and a guaranteed crit. As a 5th, you're going to want to use a tank, and that tank will be either Baymax for his pre-taunt in the abilities mats and the potions challenge, or you're going to want to use Maui for the gold challenge for a particular reason which we'll explain shortly. So yeah, that's the basic strategy for these 3 challenges. We've got a couple of clips here to show you now with it working. So with the gold challenge, I actually use a slightly different strategy, and that's making use of Maui. Maui is perfect for this because the unfortunate thing about the gold challenge is you're facing Jack Sparrow and the crewmates and these crewmates, and effectively if you land a debuff on them, they gain 20% turn meter, and when they do an attack themselves, they actually inflict a debuff. So they start this unstoppable turn meter train, which is really quite annoying to combat, to deal with, and you're just gonna have to restart a few times really, because this one is a little bit more dependent on RNG. Because if you start the fight and a crewmate has quite high turn meter, because the turn meter is randomized on the enemies here, you're gonna have to probably restart if they start with too high turn meter, because the likelihood of lining up the sequence with scanning Barley and then Barley passing the book to Elsa for her to take a turn in time, it might not happen, especially if you've got an offense stone on Elsa, because my Elsa is a little bit slow. If you have a speed stone, I don't think you have to worry about this too much. So I've actually made use of Maui here instead. Maui is amazing for these challenges. What you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to scan Maui from Hero and immediately use his I'm kind of a big deal move.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
And what that's going to do is it's going to apply basically he's going to do his whale move, do a big belly flop, and it's got either stun or apply offense down and give himself taunt. Once he does that, it's going to give all the crewmates loads of turn meters, so they're going to take hundreds of turns. But because Maui's taunting, they're all going to attack him. They're all going to, inflict their debuffs on him. And if you get Maui below 30% health without killing him, he's going to go to invincibility for 2 turns, and they're just going to keep attacking him and not being able to target anyone else on the field. The beauty of this is there are only single target damage dealers in this challenge. So other than Jack can do an AoE, but they'll just have to focus on Maui, and then you're going to have all the time in the world to do your Barley bomb with Elsa. So that's what I like to do here with that challenge. Alright guys, so we're going to rattle through the remaining 3 challenges. We'll start with the offense one. So this challenge is probably the hardest one of the remaining 3. You're up against Tinkerbell and some fairies, and the fairies actually hit really quite hard. I wanted to showcase that you could do this with a relatively free-to-play team, but I must admit there's just quite a lot of RNG involved. So the characters I'm using here are Shan Yu, Go-Go, Honey Lemon, Dash, and Elsa, all farmable. Apart from Elsa, but most people should have her by now. The aim is really just to get the damage out there with Go-Go, put the defense downs, and then explode with Elsa. But as I say, it's not as easy as that. The fairies actually regenerate health, so it is a bit tricky. Expect to lose a couple of times with this one and have to restart, but the aim of it, the real strategy, is just to focus down the fairies that actually have the highest turn meter, get rid of them because they will hit, and they will hit hard. So that's the offense and speed challenge. The health and recovery is the easiest one, easily. You get to use support characters, and there's so many good support characters in the game. I wanted to showcase that you could do this with a free-to-play team. So I'm showcasing here Barley, we've used him in the other challenge already, Belle, Anna, Hero, and Bubbles, all of which I expect most people to have farmed. The aim of this is to just essentially give tactics from Bubbles to Belle, and then shadow Bubbles. The one watch out with this is Shere Khan, who applies a lot of continuous damage with his attacks, so if you inflict Shaken, he's not going to be able to inflict those debuffs. The other thing is, as soon as you do a little bit of damage on the monkeys, or to be honest, on any of the characters, the monkeys are going to heal rather than attack. So if you put a little bit of damage out in the beginning, if you're worried about the turn meter being a little bit too high, just do some damage, and the monkeys will effectively assist rather than speeding themselves up and doing damage, which is what they can do. So anyway, it's a relatively straightforward strategy. It takes a little bit of time. My favourite though is if you actually have Mickey. Mickey makes this challenge so much more fun. Obviously, you just want to work up to Disneyland Forever, so if you can line up passing the book, passing the ticket, and speeding him up, then you can watch him explode, and it's pretty cool, as you can see here. So that's the support challenge, and then we're finally left with the defense challenge. So with this challenge, I like to use Maui, and I like to use his leadership, because he then just gives that shield, and there's that much more protection for the rest of your team, and it becomes quite an easy challenge. You've also got the ability to use his I'm a big deal move, which will inflict the offense down and the stuns, which just then makes it very easy. So if you don't have Maui, you can use Baymax, or you can use Eric. Eric has that great ability where he basically gives everyone crit immunity, and obviously Baymax can clear all the buffs that the archers kind of give themselves. They give themselves offense up, so you can clear that with his AoE, and then just work them down with Gantu, who is fairly free to play. This isn't too tricky, but it can get a little bit dicey. That's why you need to sort of make use of you know, Eric and Baymax, kind of use the tools that you've got available to you. So that concludes the video today, guys. I hope that was helpful. A big shout out to Deadpool in my cluster who made the amazing intro that I got to share with you today. So massive shout out to him for that. And again, I'd love it if you could like and subscribe. Leave a comment down in the comment section. If you've got any questions, just reach out to me in Discord. Thanks, guys.